Hey there, I just have to share about this mold. And so quick video, a little bit of a sentimental moment for you, for me, maybe not for you, but this is one of my favorite molds that I have in my collection, and it's actually one of my original molds. I think this may be the very first mold that I bought, and I bought this from the Glass Underground, Meryl and her team there. And when I was a new fuser, frankly, just like 3 years ago, I fused a platter in this piece, and I felt like a champion when it came out well. Meryl was really nice to share her schedule with me on how to get a really nice defined pattern, kind of a deep, longer, hotter slump than you might be used to. So in this case, I take this slowly, 200, so I full fuse my blank first, and then 200 degrees an hour to 1350, and I hold for 30 minutes. So 1350 is much higher than kind of a traditional platter slump, and holding it for 30 minutes is also a lot longer. But it gives a beautiful impression here. As you can see with some of the photos, I've used this many, many times. It works well with transparent, because then you see that pattern coming through, but I have used it on an opaque glass that had a rainbow irid cover front, and it was this red piece that I'm showing here. And in this case, I actually tacked some snowflakes. They were water jet snowflakes, also from Glass Underground. I love their snowflakes. They're so intricate and detailed and just gorgeous. And so this works well for giving you a little surprise back to an opaque piece, but I think it's great with transparent. I reached back out to Meryl, this was again years ago, and said, hey, I want a second one of those molds, and she didn't have any more. Hot tip, she's got them back now. And in fact, there's also now a square plate, which I think arrives for me tomorrow. So anyway, go check out Glass Underground if you're interested in this mold. What I'm gonna do today is a little bit of an experiment. I haven't done this yet, but I was looking at it thinking, what else could I do besides just platters? And we all have scrap glass, and if you're doing sales over the holidays, art fairs and stuff, it's nice to have some less expensive items sometimes for a variety of shoppers. And so I grabbed some scrap glass that I have. This was just a little piece of turquoise, and cut it down, not even very well. And now I'm noticing it's dirty, so I gotta clean this up again. But I was thinking that while there's a lot of slope here on the sides, there is this panel, if you will, at the bottom that measures about 7 inches by about 2.5 inches. So I thought I could put, this is turquoise. In this case, I just have some clear Tecta. Everybody's got this kind of scrap lying around, don't you? So I thought I could set that in there and take it in for a fuse, probably using a similar schedule. I've got some other things that I'm gonna put in, so I'll probably hit a target temperature of about 1350 or so. For the other things I'm putting in though, it goes for a full hour. So why not just let this ride and go for an hour? It might pull in a little bit because I'm only using one layer. It might dog bone up. I don't know, let's just see what it looks like. Let's see what it comes out to look like. And then I also have from my friend Lori Moreno, these really cool Murini that are snowflakes that she made. Can you see those okay? And so I thought these, I don't know if that's focusing well. Now I'm hitting the camera and I'm just making a mess. So these are really cool, and I thought particularly for the blue piece, but frankly I'll probably do it on the clear as well. I'll place a couple of these, you know, maybe on a little cluster in the corner, and see what they fuse to look like when they come out. And then when these pieces come out, I can just drill a quick hole in each one, string a ribbon through it, and maybe sell it as an inexpensive option in my booth. So let's, I'll figure out my final firing schedule, but I think I'm gonna go about 1350 and hold for an hour. I will come back and tell you exactly what I chose and show you what this looks like. Oh, before I go into the kiln, a quick word on how this is treated. I've sprayed this mold down with Zip. So this, you know, Zip boron nitride spray. I've done so liberally. Now, I know some people are fans of Primo Primer. Some people prefer just good old-fashioned kiln wash. For me, on something that is this intricate and that is going in for hotter than just a standard slump at 1350, that's a higher temperature than just a good old-fashioned slump mold where I would usually just use kiln wash if I'm going to 1200 or something. I want to make sure that my glass releases. I want it to get a nice clean impression, but I want it to release well as well. So for me, I go with the boron nitride spray. You do you, but nice mold. I want a nice finish on this, and so it works for me every time. Okay, here we go. In hindsight, I should have, I just wasn't thinking, honestly, I was moving too quickly. I should have drilled the holes before I put this in, because then the holes would not necessarily close up, but would certainly round off and give a nice finished look. What I ended up doing for my schedule that worked in my kiln was 1350 for 60 minutes, excuse me, 1330, pardon me, 1330 for 60 minutes. And the reason I went with that schedule is because I was actually trying to fire a few other things in the kiln at the same time. The Color de Verre snowflake molds that I like, and that's the schedule that I found works perfect for those and gives them a really great finish, just like I like it. And so I decided to put this piece in at the same time, and I'm pleased with this. Had I put the holes in, drilled the holes in first, it would have made life a little bit easier, and then I would have gotten it all done in one firing. So there you go. I think it's, well, first of all, can you see that pattern? So I think the pattern is really cool in that glass. I think these Murini are fun as snowflakes, but you could totally do this without the Murini. Just drill a hole and have this, you know, scrap piece of glass with that impression in there. It needs to be cleaned up because I've picked up a little bit of zip, but pretty cool piece. Let's look at the clear one. Yeah, there's a nice pattern to that. These things never come across in video as well as they do in person. It's smooth all the way around. I've got one tiny little spike there. I'll just knock that off with a little diamond pad or even just a little grinding piece that I've got. And so there you go. Hope you enjoyed this. I think this mold is cool as a full platter. It's awesome, but it has utility beyond platters, things like this. I'm doing snowflakes every day practically because I'm trying to get a bunch of them ready for a show. So this is a perfectly great way to use up some extra kiln space and use up some scrap. If I've got a load of snowflakes going in, why not throw some scrap on this molding and fire a few of these things too. Hope you enjoyed this. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll put links in the video description on how to find this platter or this mold if you're interested. Thanks everybody. Bye.